welcome to Inspirational Transformational TV show. Amy Whitney here today with my very special guest, Yasmin Fudakowska-Gow. Yasmin has many titles. She's an artist, a writer, an activist, a yoga practitioner, a student. She owns a holistic center in Quebec. And she also, in her free time, is currently doing 108 sun salutations for 108 days. Now, Yasmin isn't just doing this for fun, although it does look like often she does have a good time doing it. She's raising money for charity, and she's also doing it as a motivation to anybody out there who has something that they want to incorporate into their life. Anything at all. It doesn't have to do with yoga. So if you're interested in taking something away, adding something, changing something, shifting something in your life, do stay tuned and check out what Yasmin's up to. I highly recommend her blog. It is straight from the heart. I hope that you enjoy this interview and feel as inspired as I did once I met Yasmin. So enjoy. Yasmin has taken on an incredible, can I call it a project?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah? Okay. 108 sun salutations for 108 days. I'm going to just hand this over to you if you want to just tell us what that involves, what the inspiration is. Take it from here.
Okay. So, first of all, a sun salutation is a sequence of about 12 to 15 yoga postures, and or sometimes up to 20, depending on how elaborate you make the sun salutation. And so I've taken on this project, or this goal, this challenge, this mission, to do 108 of them, 108 of these mini 12 to 15 posture sequences a day for 108 days. So I think the first question is usually, well, why 108 days? Why not 109? Why not 100? Why not 101? Why 108? Well, in the yoga tradition, and in many spiritual traditions, the number 108 is very significant, very sacred, and considered very auspicious. So, for example, for me anyways, the way I've kind of learnt the symbology behind 108 and through friends and through teachers and through the scriptures is that number one represents kind of unison or with the higher power, God, spirit, universe, whatever you want to call it, or as one of my teachers says, the God of your understanding. So that's the one, it's the connection. And it's also the connection we have with each other. And 0, for me anyway, represents the circle of life and the continuation of this energy, this flow. And 8 on its side is the infinity symbol, so the infinite circle of life that is all interconnected. So that's the symbology of the numbers. But of course, numerically, the number comes up many times in spiritual traditions. There's 108 beads on the Tibetan mala and also the Hindu mala, which is sort of spiritual beads. There's also 108 beads on the rosary. There are 108 stitches on a baseball. And also the diameter of the earth, the 108 times the diameter of the earth is the distance between the earth and the sun. And 108 times the diameter of the moon is the distance between the moon and the sun. So there's all these kind of strange mathematical coincidences. And many of the factors of 108 are also considered very auspicious. For example, 18, which is 1/6 of 108, is considered very auspicious in Judaism. It's the number for life. So there's many reasons why 108 is special. And in yoga, we are used to doing a 108 practice on special days, like the birthday of your teacher, your guru, your own birthday. So I used to do it on New Year's Day, for example, like kind of new beginnings. So it's a challenge, and sometimes people do it to raise money for certain charities. And for me, I wanted to do something that was really extraordinary for me personally, and that would be really challenging on many different levels, not just on the yoga practice level, but on all levels, emotionally, spiritually, in relationships, in time management. So I decided that I wanted to take on the challenge to do it, not just once, because once was easy for me, or not very challenging. So I said, well, what if I did this repeatedly for a long time, like 108 days? And what would happen? What would be the result? Like, what would I experience as a result of doing this intense practice, which can take up to 3 hours a day? What would I experience over the course of this time? And what would I be left with after 108 days of this practice? So that's sort of, in a nutshell, the idea.
What day number are you on at the moment?
Today I'm on day 49.
And have you noticed any changes?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's been a little bit of a roller coaster. It's definitely been an enormous amount of challenge, an enormous amount of time, which is very challenging to coordinate in the society that we live in, because time is a super luxury. And I own a business. I have a holistic center. I run a yoga studio, and I'm the sole proprietor. So there's a lot of energy that I give to that. And I have a relationship with my partner and my friends and my family, which has all been kind of compromised a little bit because of what I'm doing. And so there's the time management aspect has been incredibly challenging. But I mean, at the same time, it's evolving, and people who I thought would be maybe not so into it, say my students, I thought that maybe they'd roll their eyes as to, oh, now you're going to be doing this, and you don't have as much time for us, or same with my boyfriend or my friends. Everyone has been remarkably supportive, and that's been really special. So personal changes for me through the practice, one of the crazy things I noticed last week was, I guess I just became conscious of this, is that I heal a lot faster than I ever have before. So for example, I sliced open my hand, I don't even remember where it is, sliced open my hand, I had like 12 deep razor-like cuts on my thumb and on the heel of my hand from moving an air conditioner, and it was just like bleeding everywhere, and it practically healed before my eyes. I never needed a plaster at all. It just healed completely, and that was a week ago, and you can't see anything on my hand. It's really insane. And like cuts, like I cut myself this morning too, and I can't find it anymore. It's just, I never thought that would be a possible benefit, just healing like that, and also healing from, I had a wrist injury about a week ago, so badly that I couldn't even hold like a glass of water, it would hurt. And I still, at the end of the day, I still had a fairly significant amount of sun salutations to do, and I managed to find a way to practice where I was sort of not putting any pressure on my wrist, at least not in the way that I normally do it. And the next day it was totally fine, and I had the same thing with the left shoulder injury at the beginning of my 108 days. So that has been like really blown my mind, because I figured that my fear was that if I hurt myself, or if I get sick, or if something like this happens, which is very possible when you're doing so much intense physical practice, well, of course not just physical, but you are doing an exercise, that if you do injure yourself, you're not going to have time to recover. And recovery has been a major concern for me, because I'm not taking any breaks for 108 days, which is about 3.5 months.